Hello, friends. This is Cole Bartow, and it is Tuesday, the 14th of April. And we'll just wait just a second here while some others might be joining us, and we'll just proceed on. Okay, let's go ahead. So thanks very much for joining me today for the 8th Digital Media Blast, courtesy of OPI and the Montana Digital Professional Learning Network. I'm Cole Bartow, and I am the School Library Specialist here at the Office of Public Instruction, and I'm excited to have you join me for this brief discussion today. As always, the purpose of these digital media blasts is to help share ideas, best practices, expertise, and provide support to each other. We'll have a very short presentation and an opportunity to engage in questions and answers, whether that happens during our session here today, or if you send me an email or get in touch after the broadcast, that'll be great. So let's keep moving on. As you watch and listen to this session, whether it's a recorded version or in this live session, you can click on the showcase or the Q&A buttons if you hover over the left side of your screen and look at some links to resources that I've included including some of the resources provided by schools this month, or to enter a question into the question and answer box. So if you haven't tried that before, just hover over the left side of your screen and you'll see the icons appear on your screen the way that they look right now on the slide. We do have recordings, slides, and other printables from these sessions available on the Montana Teacher-Librarian Google site. I post a recording link after each of the sessions, and you'll see the amount of time that each recording is available. But also there's a PDF of the slide sets that's presented at the bottom of that page where the recordings are linked. And then if there are any other printables, those are included there as well. You can also earn renewal units for watching this entire 9-part series via the Montana Digital Professional Learning Network. The link is on your screen, and you can sign up for a free course and earn 5 renewal units if you just spend a few minutes looking at the recording, answering a discussion question, and a summary question at the end of the series that will be concluded next month. So our topics have varied widely over the last few months, and we had covered planning, advocacy, we had great cooperation, an opportunity to work with Ann Eubank from Montana State University on that session, talking about mission, talking about research and inquiry, deeper learning, collaboration, and we're arriving here at celebrating success. I've planned for a session entitled Looking Ahead for next month, but as always, if you have a topic that you would like to present or talk to me about, whether it's for next month or looking forward to next year, you can visit the Teacher-Librarian Google site and propose a topic. So that's always an option and very much welcome. So I want to kick off the topic this time, which is celebrating success, with a very special letter that came to the School Library Division at the Montana Library Association. And it is a letter from our governor that recognizes April 2015 as School Library Month in the state of Montana. And so with this in mind, and then actually the fact that it is National School Library Month, I want to take the opportunity to think about how we celebrate our school libraries, the accomplishments that we as teacher librarians have, and the success that our students have. So it's wonderful to have this national recognition as well, because through the American Association of School Librarians, we have a lot of resources available to us. There is a very short, it's a 36-second public service announcement that features Julianne Moore, and I have links to that PSA in the showcase part of this Google Hangout, and then also it'll be on the Montana Teacher Librarian Google site as well. But just a short statement that you could embed in your website or send a link out to teachers or show at a parent-teacher organization meeting. But it gets to a very nice and succinct statement about our school libraries and their central place in providing continuing learning throughout a student's lifetime. So really nice set of materials. There's all kinds of printables and things that you can download from the AASL site as well. And you see that linked here up in the banner of the graphic at the top of this page. So just something to think about. We have this national event that we can take advantage of in April. We also have a really wonderful letter from our governor acknowledging school libraries in Montana. But what I want to talk about briefly next is this, that when we talk about celebrating success, it's really an opportunity to tell our story. And although sometimes we can feel that we are really crunched for time and that we aren't necessarily sure how to tell our story, I think we have to take some time to think about how we can tell that story, because if we don't, who will? Or who won't tell that story? We need to be thinking about how we can make our programs and our successes visible to the folks who can be our best supporters, whether that is our parents, the parents of our students, our fellow teachers, administrators, thinking about your board of trustees, and partnerships potentially with public libraries. So telling your story can take a variety of different forms, but I think it's important to think about who that audience is going to be, and how we can most effectively celebrate and tell the story of the school library to those audiences. And I think we can think about telling our story in a variety of ways. And traditionally, I think we think about formal written reports or statistics, and the gate count or the circulation statistics, and those can be really important parts of the evidence that make a lot of sense when we're talking to our school administrators or even our boards of trustees, especially if we want to garner support for additional resources, whether it's computers, books, services, time. And so that definitely has a place. But I think that as we want to model for our students, great use of digital tools and resources, we can think more creatively and perhaps even in a way less formally about how telling our story can leverage some great digital tools for audio and video stories as well. So with that, I did send out a message in the Teacher Librarian newsletter this last month and to the school library listservs, asking for contributions to this broadcast for some ideas about how to share our successes. And so I had responses from Lindy Roberts from Sandstone Elementary in Billings and Dana Carmichael from Whitefish Middle School, and I just wanted to share their celebrations with you as well. So this is definitely on the less formal side, but I think a very powerful way to tell our story using a creative and really engaging digital format. So in the showcase, you'll see a link to this video that came from Lindy Roberts, again, Sandstone Elementary, and just put together a really nice, it's short, it's 1 minute and 3 second video that tells the story of the activities that go on in the library. Really fun pictures of kids and the teacher librarian and students really engaged in learning. And so just, one thing to always consider with something like this, and Lindy and Dana were very, very careful about this. Anytime we are sharing a video story, we want to make sure that we have parent permission to share student images. And sometimes that's covered in your student handbook when parents sign off at the beginning of the year. But just to call that to your attention, it's important to have that permission to use student images and that as we go forward. So this is one example from Lindy at Sandstone Library. And like I said, I'll have the links to these as well. But also, Dana sent a number of things. There were some book trailers that students used Animoto, or I believe it was Animoto, to create book trailers on their favorite books. But one of the things that I wanted to share with you were this list of what are called Vokies. It's just an audio clip with an animated cartoon character or an avatar, essentially. But students took what they learned about research and turned those into helpful tips using Voki that they could share with either other students or their parents or other teachers. So it's a really nice way to showcase that student learning and actually, can become a teaching tool or part of the curriculum that we have as well. So you see a whole list of examples from students at Whitefish Middle School and using a tool called Voki for that. So, like I said, celebrate and reporting out. When I don't necessarily think of reports as a way to celebrate, but essentially, if we do want to tell our own story, there are a lot of creative ways that we can get that word out. So a couple that I'm familiar with, if we want to create videos, Screencast-O-Matic is a tool that you can look into. Animoto, I know a lot of folks who use that to create their videos, and then you can post them to YouTube, like Lindy did. Or you could use a tool like Voki that is an audio, or Telegami is another, where you have an animated avatar or cartoon, and then the student can record their voice. So you have script writing and all that. But these are just a couple of examples of tools that I have used personally, and some other teacher librarians around the state. So, think about what are your favorite tools too, and how could you leverage them to help celebrate, tell your story, and report out the great things that you and your school library program are accomplishing. So I'm going to check the question answer really briefly and see if there are any questions. You can always send me an email, cbartow@mt.gov, and or give me a call, 444-3583. I'd love to visit with you if you have questions, but it looks like I don't have anything in Q&A, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of proceed on. These are digital media blasts, so quick information. We've kind of gone through the bulk of what I wanted to share with you about celebrating and reporting our success. A couple of things coming up that I wanted to call to your attention. There is a school library advocacy meeting that's being hosted by Ann Eubank from Montana State University. It is on May the 16th, and you see in front of you the link to register for that event or contact information for Ann. I'll have more information in the upcoming Montana Teacher Librarian. Lindy says she used iMovie to put that together. Thank you, Lindy. I stand corrected. But at any rate, you can contact Ann about that. That's May 16th. And then for those of you who are Montana Library Association members, August 11th, please save the date. We're going to have a one-day retreat for Montana Teacher Librarians. There will be many more details to come. This just kind of got hatched and planned as of last week at the Montana Library Association conference. So Dana Carmichael and Nikki Koik from Bozeman are going to help put that together, as well as Lindy, who I want to congratulate as the recently elected co-chair or chair-elect for the School Library Division at the Montana Library Association Conference. So save the dates, May 16th and then August 11th coming up. And so just want to remind you about some connecting points. The school library or Wired Montana listservs are great. Contact me if you want to be added to the school library listserv. Please do visit the Teacher-Librarian Google site. It's important to be professionally engaged, and I highly recommend looking at membership in the Montana Library Association if you aren't currently a member. And look forward, as I said earlier, to the next Montana Teacher-Librarian monthly newsletter on or about April 21st. So I welcome you to engage with those things, or as I said, you can always reach me via email or give me a jingle, or you know me, I like Twitter and Facebook and those sorts of things. So if we're friends, just send me a message and that will be great. Let's see, I'll just check chat really quickly and Q&A. And okay, well, I hope this information was of interest to you. I really can't thank Dana and Lindy both for taking time to put together those materials and send them on to share with us. I'll have links and the slides and all of the things that I promised on the Teacher-Librarian Google site shortly, as well as those who are interested in taking this as a course through the Montana Digital Professional Learning Network. This module in the course will be posted by the end of the day tomorrow. So thank you very much again for joining me. Thank you very much, Lindy. Appreciate everything that you do. And we will see you next time. We'll be looking forward to next school year, maybe next summer a bit, or like I said earlier, if you want to suggest a topic or join me in presenting, just let me know and I'd be more than happy to have you join me. So thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day and we'll speak again soon.